Hi guys, it's Colleen from CM Soul. Today is Wednesday. So I'll do a little twin flame reading for you guys. I haven't been able to do any in this past week because I've been having some tests done at the hospital. And yesterday I had to have a scan. So I've been out of the loop a little bit. But back in the saddle now, and would aim to bring you a reading every sort of 2 to 3 days from now on. Aside of the days when I've got scans. I'm going to be doing these readings before I start work, because I run another business, and so these uploads will be done in the morning. I've got an Instagram page where I just kind of post quotes and stuff, so if any of you want to follow that, it's at CM1111. Website's under construction at the moment. It's on my list of things to get sorted, so at the moment I'm just focusing on YouTube where I'm doing my tarot readings. Okay, so we'll do shuffle the deck. I'm going to do the same as what I've done before. I'll start with the masculine and then move on to the feminine. One more. Okay, just cut the deck. Hope you've all been keeping well. If you like the videos, hit subscribe and the bell to be notified when I'm going to be doing a reading. I'm just going to shuffle the deck. Okay, so the Divine Masculine, overarching energy is coming up as the King of Wands. And the King of Wands is about passion, standing in your power and moving forward, action. In his headspace, he's been feeling quite burdened about something, and he's been fighting perhaps with himself about, in his head, he's been fighting in his headspace. He knows he needs to act. I think he's going to be looking to move from the Ten of Wands. That cycle's coming to an end and he wants to move in towards this King of Wands energy. I think he's lost in his headspace and he's a bit scared, or perhaps a bit contemplating the work that needs to be done. He knows there still needs to be more work done here in the 3D, definitely. But that cycle's definitely coming to an end. He's definitely been battling in his mind. But the good thing with this is that, you know, the Ten of Wands is walking away from that. The cycle of that ending is, you know, cycle of that process is coming to an end. But it's definitely been a battle for him. Definitely. So we're going to pull some clarifiers on his the Divine Masculine's headspace at the moment. The King of Wands tells me that he is going to be making steps. He is going to be making actions moving forward towards your feminines. He's just not, he's in his head still a little bit on how to do that, or how's best to do that. And I've got a feeling that although the Wands can be quite fast moving energy, having the Seven of Pentacles there tells me that this process is going to be a little bit slower. But he's definitely moving forward, and he's moving out of the mentality of feeling burdened and lack in towards a mentality of doing. Yeah, I mean, look, the Three of Cups here clarifying the Ten of Wands. Threes in the tarot deck for me are an unstable number, you know, but in this instance I think he's been spending time with his friends, his family, working on releasing the burdens of his thought patterns on how to move forward. I think, you know, he needs to spend time with the people that love him, that know him, get his head straight and move the, you know, that Two of Cups into, the Three of Cups into a Two of Cups. Page of Swords. Yeah, look, he's been lost in his head, feminines, but he's still keeping an eye on you. He's been thinking about communication. He knows communication needs to happen. He just, he's not sure what to say. I think he wants to get it right. You know, and it's definitely been a battle for him. Yeah, look, the Strength card came out in reverse. Oh, 1 second, sorry, these cards are tiny. He's been struggling to find the strength to move forward, to communicate, and he's been battling with himself. definitely been battling with himself. He knows there's work to be done. He does. Let's clarify, please, on the Seven of Pentacles. I'll take that one. Yeah, look, Knight of Pentacles clarifying the Seven of Pentacles. So when I said to you earlier about the offer or the communication being slow moving, this reflects that. The Knight of Pentacles, he's moving, but he's slow. And I think with the Page of Swords here, that's about communication. And, he doesn't want to be brash. He doesn't want to come across silly. He wants to make sure that that communication and the offer that he presents to you is right. And that's going to take some time, feminines. It's going to take some time. Outcome on the bottom of the deck, Page of Pentacles. Look, there's going to be an offer. There's going to be an offer. There's going to be communication. It's not going to be a big one. It's not going to be your Knight of Wands, but there will be an offer. Definitely. It's just going to take time. Okay, so let's just have a quick look in the masculine's heart space. Just pop these over here. How many shuffles should we do today? I'm thinking 3. Yeah, 3 of Cups came up. We wanted 2, so let's go with 3. 1, 2. I've been feeling heavy energy lately, actually. The last sort of 4 or 5 days, I don't know if any of you resonate with this, but I've been feeling heavy, lost in my own head, actually, and feeling like I've needed to kind of go in, contemplate things, move forward, Oh, Divine Feminines. Also, just as a note, when I talk about Divine Feminines, it doesn't mean female or male in the gender. We all encompass female or masculine and feminine energies within us, and you can have a feminine male and you can have a masculine female, and in same-sex relationships it works the same way, So overarching energy in his heart space is the Hermit. So look, the card that came up underneath that, the Star, I felt compelled to call that, to pull that up. Wishes being granted, trusting in the divine, going within, trusting your own wisdom. I think, the Divine Masculine is definitely in a stage in his life where he's going more introverted. He's spending time around with friends and family. He is lost in his head a little bit, and I think he just needs to take some time out. So again, feminines, similar to a reading I think I did 2 weeks ago, you just need to let him do what he's got to do, He is working hard with the 8 of Pentacles here. And look, in his heart space, the King of Cups. That's lovely, King of Wands about action. He needs to do this in his heart space. He's the King of Cups, and to get the 10 of Cups on the top of that, he knows who you are. He's just got to find some balance. There could be a marriage that needs sorting as well. I think that came up in a separate reading a few weeks ago as well. But for those of you that aren't in third parties with marriages involved, they're just trying to balance themselves. We all know how difficult spiritual awakening can be if you've gone through the process or you're still going through. I don't think it ever stops personally, but it can be pretty fucking brutal at points. So I think he's just in his stage of doing what's best for him at the minute. And you've got to let him do that. You've got to let the connection breathe. I think the more you try and force it, the further away you push them. So yeah, you've got to give him that room to become his King of Wands, get over the burden. And I think, this is about loving himself as much as loving you. He wants to come back to you, feminines, with the right emotional offer, act the right way and communicate. And I think, we need to see a King or a Queen of Swords come in before you see the communication that you want. There's still going to be contact, I think, and there's still going to be an offer in the 3D with the Page and the Knight of Pentacles in the headspace part. He knows he needs to do it. Yeah, look. Clarifier on this, what's that? The 8 of Pentacles, sorry. He's working hard to become his King of Wands. He knows he needs to step forward. That's come up twice now. That was in his headspace and now his heart space. He knows he needs to come forward. Let's get a clarification on the King of Cups, please. Oh, yeah, look. Loving himself and believing in his intuition. moving more away from head-based thought processes, 3D-based thought processes into the 5D. You know, he's on a journey, he's on a process. Definitely. Oh, that's lovely. Really, really nice. Clarification on the Ten of Cups, please. Yeah, look. What did I just say about Pentacles moving from, you know, making an offer? He knows to have his Ten of Cups and be happy, he needs to have stability. He needs to find balance in this 3D. He wants to offer, you know, be able to offer you the whole package. Oh. Okay, this one flew out in the reverse actually. It came out upside down. He's not there yet. What did I just say? He needs a Queen or a King of Cups to come to you with the full package. He's still working on it. He got the King of Cups here. But he's working on the communication to be able to communicate with you. He knows. Overall outcome, the Sun. Happiness. For me, this is still wishes granted. You know, he knows where it's at. Masculines, for those of you that are watching this, you know where it's at. Keep doing what you're doing. I can see from this you're working hard. And that hard work will pay off. It will pay off. Right. Pull a couple of romance angel cards, I think, for the masculines. And then we'll move on to the feminines. Let go of control issues. Allow this situation to unfold naturally. I think that was just what I was saying. Feminines, we need to be patient. Two come out there. Masculine's focusing on his finance and his career at the moment. Letting go of control issues on the masculine side. That's moving away from thought-based behaviours more towards his King and Queen of Cups. Balancing his feminine energy. His King and the Queen of Wands being able to come forward and communicate with you in the right way. But at the moment his focus is definitely on matters of the 3D. And the third card, because two came out in that last one, it is safe for you to love. Open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. And for me, again, I feel that that's the masculine in shedding the old and coming in with the new and being able to communicate better about his feelings. And for the feminines, that's trusting in the divine, knowing that this connection, regardless of whether you're together in the 3D, the union has happened. Allow that to be what it is, yeah? Okay, so let's move forward into the feminines. I'm trying to make these a little bit more succinct, but obviously I'm relatively new to YouTube, so still feeling my way around this. But we're going to move on to feminine energies now. I'm just going to try and get these to be a sort of snapshot, 30 minutes sort of thing for both, rather than 45 minutes like the last two have been. How many shuffles do we want today, feminines? I'm thinking 5. 3. You know, for the masculines that are watching this, do trust in your intuition. It's not wrong, you know. Perhaps watch some chakra balancing meditations on YouTube. There are plenty on here, and when I went through the process of starting my awakening and going through the dark night of the soul and feeling completely and utterly isolated in my life, you know, you sort of almost disconnect from the people around you, and you don't know where you belong after that. And it's a very insular journey, you know. It's can be quite lonely at points, and you can feel like you're going crazy, but you're not. You know, you're just shedding the ego, unbecoming everything you've been conditioned to become, you know. And that takes time, you know, that takes time. But trust in your intuition. Okay, so feminines, are we ready? Bottom of the deck, overarching energy. 5 of Cups. You guys been feeling sorry for yourself. I think perhaps maybe because the you know, the masculine's gone into sort of hermit mode, the feminines have been feeling a little bit lost, a little bit abandoned, and the purpose of meeting your twin flame, well, not the purpose, but the, you know, one of the many reasons that we meet a twin flame is they trigger insecurities within us. And, you know, perhaps for the feminine collective that I'm picking up on here, you guys are, you know, where your masculine's gone in himself and he's trying to figure things out in his head. You're coming from a place of lack. This card for me is always about, I think the term most readers use is crying over spilt milk. And, you know, this person in this card is looking at the 3 cups they've spilt over, but they've not seen the 2 of cups there. And in the, you know, in the masculine reading, he was on 3 of cups, spending time with his friends and his family, you know, and we want to see the 2 of cups come up in that reading because that's love. You're not seeing the love that's there. You know, you might not be seeing your masculine in the 3D, but in the 5D, he's still present. So don't, you know, the more you come from a place of lack, feminines, the more of that you're going to experience, you know. And union in the twin flame journey is about is union within yourself. So those 2 cups that are left, they're cups you need to be pouring into for you. Your masculine is still there. That connection's never going to disappear. It's happened already, you know. So try your best to heal this aspect of you of feeling abandoned and feeling hurt and upset. For some of you, this could be, you know, a 3D situation and you're struggling. You know, do you go with the twin flame or do you stay with your soulmate? You know, who knows? This is, you know, take what resonates with you. But, you know, you've definitely been in you know, a heavy headspace at the moment. And actually, interestingly, that's kind of what I said I was feeling over the last few days, kind of a bit confused, needed to do a bit of meditation to ground myself. So yeah, you know, with the 3 of Swords, that's a, you know, again, for me, I draw this into 3D, you know, and love isn't supposed to be painful, feminines. Love is the thing that heals you. So the more of that love that you're feeling you're lacking, if you can turn that into love, self-love, and pour that back into yourself, the more of that energy you emit to the world, to the universe, you know. And it's about switching up your mindset from a place of loss and lack to actually, all the answers are within you, you know. These are lovely cards to get next to each other, look. The world, cycles coming to an end. You know, feminines, I believe that, you know, this getting the 3 of Swords is about you moving through the negative attachment to lack and not having your masculine in the 3D, and moving more towards trusting in your intuition, trusting in your own intuition that this union has already happened, and coming from a place of love. You know, if you're you know, sending the energy out to your masculine that you don't trust him to do the work, he's going to be sending that back. So, you know, you need to just let him do what he's got to do and focus on yourself. Give those 2 cups to you. Yeah? Love yourself. You got this. Interestingly, that came up in his reading, in his heart space. This is in your head space, you know, so there's mirroring going on. You both need to find some strength. This collective that I'm picking up on. And actually, when we got the 3 of Cups, I said about that, and justice in the masculine's reading, it was about finding balance, and the 6 of Pentacles for me is about you finding some balance. And perhaps this balance for you is not about money, or it's about balancing your connection in the 3D so that you can still function and you're not coming from a place of lack, and trusting the connection more in the 5D. You know, it seems to me that you've both got work to do. You know, both sides here have got work to do at the minute. Okay, so let's have a little... Oh, didn't do the clarifiers. One sec. Okay, so we're going to pull some clarifiers now. 3 of Swords, please. Can't write this sometimes, I swear. You've been feeling burdened too. His headspace, your headspace. You guys are driving each other crazy with this. But the cycle of that's coming to an end. Look, the cycle of that 3 of Swords mentality is coming to an end. Feminines, you've got this, you know. Feels very heavy. My advice, get out Get out in the sunshine. Walk barefoot on the grass. You know, ground yourselves. Listen to some meditation. There's plenty on YouTube. You know, it seems to me like you guys have got different things. Clarify, 10 of Cups. I don't need to say anything on this. I mean, that's beautiful, those two cards together. Possibilities are endless, and there'll be happiness at the end of it. Just got to, I think, let go of the control. Clarify on the strength. Oh, you guys are mirroring each other again. The 10 of Cups came up in his heart space. It's in your head space. You're both wanting the same things. Yeah. You just need to find strength to love. Love yourself. Love yourself whilst your masculine is doing his work, ladies, or feminines. Oh. It came up in his reading. I think that was his headspace. 3 of Cups. Spend time with your friends, your family. Give yourself this 2 of Cups. Give yourself the love until your masculine is ready to come to you with that. Balance it. Spend time with friends. Do you. Don't sit and wait in the wings for your masculine to come around. Out come in the headspace. Balance, balance, balance. Seems like you know, both the masculine and the feminines in this have got a little bit of work to do when it comes to just finding balance. Feminines, my advice to you at this stage is just trust yourself. You know. Union's already happened. Find the balance, enjoy yourself. You've both got to, you know, the message in this for me is that you both need to kind of focus on yourselves for a little bit. You know, not try and force this connection to happen. Organically it will. You know, but the more you, I think there was a quote I heard which was like, the more you resist is what persists, or something like that, you know, and it's true. Be love. Think, feel, act, be love. Communicate with love. Have faith in yourself, your intuition. I am going to go with 3 shuffles on this, the same as the masculines, because you got the 3 of Cups as well. So we're moving into the feminine's heart space now. Let's do this. This is why I like shuffling on the camera, because sometimes you just can't, you couldn't write a script on it, honestly. In the reading throughout this, the consensus that I've been discussing has been about being 2 of Cups, and in your heart space, look what's come up. 2 of Cups. 8 of Pentacles. That came up in his reading. You've got work to do. But at the heart of it, if you invest those 2 of Cups in the 5 of Cups that we just saw in your heart and reinvest that into you, you're going to emit that love, that frequency that you want. And as you're looking after yourself and you're sending out positive vibes to the world and the universe and to your twin, it will come back to you. Beautiful. You couldn't write that. Again, you guys are mirroring each other. You're at different stages in the process, most definitely. But feminines, you're keeping an eye on your masculines from afar. You're both doing the same thing. And look, you've got the Sun too. There's a lot of mirroring going on. And I think the problem with mirroring is that you can sometimes force the connection into a stage of being stagnant, you know, because it's not moving forward. It's just, you know, the distance between the 2 of you stays the same. And actually there comes a point where you need to say, what is this trying to teach me? And then change it. And if you change your reaction, the outcome's going to be different. Keep doing what you're doing, you'll keep getting what you're getting. You know, you've got to mix it up. And I think mixing it up is about reinvesting that love into yourself, working hard for you, focusing on your friends and family, getting to a place where your self-love, your cup is full, overflowing even. And let the masculine figure things out on himself. I think as feminines, there can be this tendency to want to fix things all the time, you know, want to help But, you know, with this connection like this, and awakening being such a personal journey, you've got to let it take its course in the organic way. The more you try and force it, the less organic it's going to be, or the further away you're going to push your masculine, and more of that you're going to get. So my advice is to focus on you. Still hold space by all means, and still send love via the 5D through your meditations, but focus on you. You know, yeah, I think you've been in your head a little bit about wanting to move forward and look and make an offer of love. But you don't need to do that. My advice at this stage is just to hold space, find balance within yourself, be happy. Okay, so clarify for the Two of Cups. Yeah, Queen of Wands. Do more of this. Self-love. Pretty sure he got the Queen of Wands too. Queen or King of Wands. I think it may have even been the King of Wands. It was. He wanted in his headspace. He wanted the 10 of. He was currently at the 10 of Wands, feeling burdened and stressed, and he wanted to get to his King of Wands. Well, look, this is telling you that if you focus on yourself, he's going to move into his King of Wands, and you'll be moving into your Queen of Wands. You'll be balanced. Okay, let's get a clarifier on the 8 of Pentacles. There's definitely passion in this connection. I think the masculine going in and into his hermit mode has made you feel rejected and abandoned, and I think that has made you feel stabbed in the back, and I think that's maybe why you've been sort of stuck in a bit of a negative cycle, feminines. But, you know, work in the 3D, you know, do the work, focus on your friends, and move away from this. That cycle's coming to an end, you know. I feel also as well, I almost feel like, you know, that doing the hard work in the 3D is going to give you, you know, close the cycle of you feeling stabbed in the back and betrayed by this masculine. And I think it's giving you the advice to move from the 10 to the page. And that's just kind of keeping, you know, watching things from afar, allowing him to do what he needs to do, being patient, letting him come forward. Let him come forward with an offer of love when he's ready, yeah? Don't force it. Don't force it. Balance, again. You know, again, this could be about marriage. This could be a collective that are both in relationships or married to somebody, and, you know, those connections need to come to an end, or may have already come to an end. But I feel in this reading, it's about you as individuals being balanced within the connection. And I think part of being balanced is just kind of watching from afar and letting him, you know, do his 8 of Pentacles also. You know, let him do the work that he needs to, because you both had the Sun in your reading. You know, the outcome is good. You've just got to be patient. Patience, patience, patience. Both sides, really. Loads and loads of mirroring. Oh. Didn't he get that as a clarifier as well? Both got to follow your intuition more, definitely. Because the outcome will be this. Happiness, new beginnings. Overall outcome. Energy on that. I think, again, this card, which is the 8 of Cups, is about, it can be, for me, walking away, or it can be walking towards. And I feel that the energy based around this reading is about walking towards, away from feeling stabbed in the back, sorry, there, and walking towards your 10 of Cups, which both of you have had. Him in his heart space, I think, and it was you in your head space. So, you know, that's the direction you need to be walking towards. All right. Let's put a few romance angel cards for you, and we can bring this reading to a close. I'm a little bit over, I think, the 30 minutes that I wanted to do, but I kind of want to try and get these to the point where they're relatively short and snappy. So let's pause a couple of cards. Romance angels for the divine feminine. chemistry. There's a strong magnetic attraction. What did I say about the King and Queen of Wands? You know, fire signs, they're passionate. Ooh. Right. Okay, and the other card is getting to know each other. As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, the bond deepens. Go with the flow. There's definitely passion in this connection, but you've got to go with the flow more. That, my darlings, wraps up my twin flame energy readings for today. I hope you're all well. And like I said, if you like the reading, hit the subscribe button, and I'll be intending to do between sort of 2 and 3 readings a week, I would imagine, initially, whilst I'm under the hospital and having tests done. But once that will finish, I'll try and do sort of move towards doing daily reads, maybe by star sign once a month, and maybe by elements once a week. But we'll see. You know, we'll see how it goes. Many thanks anyway. Take care. Bye.